Good morning. How's everybody this morning? Guess what I did this morning? Y'all know. Y'all already know. Took my husband to work so I can have the car today. And guess what? The reason for me doing that is my daughter and grandson's in town. Yeah. Oh, can't wait to see them. I'm so excited. So I have lots to do. I have cookies to de-thaw for them. I have some pasta sauce I want to give to my daughter. It's vegan, vegetarian pasta sauce, right? No meat, no eggs, no dairy, no nothing. Just straight up veggies. And it's delicious, by the way. I might just keep a little bit for myself. And then I need to go shopping. I have some gifts for them. And of course, I'm going to give my daughter cash so she can buy whatever she wants. But I want to buy a gift for my grandson. I'm so excited, maybe two even. So I've got some shopping to do. I'm going to take you along for the ride. And when we're having dinner at the Cheesecake Factory. I can't wait to get some cheesecake. So I told my husband, I said, you know, I really want to pay for dinner tonight. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I said, so how much do you think it'd be? Like 150 bucks? And he's like, $150? I said, well, there's 4 adults and a child with cheesecake and tip and all that. I think, yeah, 150 bucks. So it might even be more. We don't know yet. So I have enough money to give my daughter $100 for Christmas. And then that will give me time to save up more money for my son to send him for Christmas. So I'm going to give her and the baby and the husband all their Christmas gifts today. So I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy the husband something, and then my grandson, a couple of things. I got a couple of things already here, and then I'm going to grab a couple more things, and then this pasta sauce, maybe they can have like a spaghetti dinner tomorrow night or something before they, you know, get back on the plane, and cookies, definitely. I don't know that my daughter would eat them because I don't think she eats eggs, but I think that's really the only thing in there. She will. It'll just be her choice too. So she can eat whatever she wants. So she chooses to take the healthy route or whatever. I love eggs, so even if I was a vegetarian, I would not give up eggs or milk or cheese. So, but you know, she can make her own decisions, which is fine. So I'm gonna give them the cookies. Okay, so sorry about that. Editing to do right there. Anyway, so her husband is not vegan or vegetarian, so he will definitely eat some cookies, and I think the baby will get a cookie or two. You know, she might even eat them because these are cookies I've been baking for her since she was being born. Good Lord, because she was born. Let's see, her birthday's the day after Christmas, so what am I gonna do? I gotta get a birthday card. I don't think I have any birthday cards. I have some Christmas cards, but I don't think I have a birthday card. So I'm very adamant in keeping her gifts separate. So a $100 bill will go in her Christmas card, and a $20 bill will go in her birthday card, because I really can't do the birthday too much. But you know, and then dinner. So that's $270 plus 40 or 50 for gifts. That's like 300, 350 bucks I'm going to spend today. How much money do I have to spend? 380, 12 to 15. So I got to pay the rent, 12. Which leaves 3, and I got like 100 in my purse. So there's like 400 bucks left. So me having any type of money this week is out of the question. My money will go to buying Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and Ezra gifts. I love my grandson, so he is so and this, okay, so this is the other thing. I'm going to ask him today when I get there, can we film a little bit, and can I post it on YouTube? So she'll say yes or no. It's her decision. If she says no, I apologize. I won't be able to do anything. But if she says yes, then I will definitely post a little clip it of my daughter and her husband and my grandson, because they are adorable. All three of them are so adorable. And I think, you know, my daughter's the tallest of the group, so of the family. So her husband is a little shorter than her. She's like 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", somewhere in there. She's taller than I am. So, and I'm 5'2". So I think she's 5'5", 5'6", somewhere in there. And I think her husband is 5'4", maybe 5'4", 5. So he's slightly shorter. And the grandbaby, oh my goodness, I can't wait to show you. He is so adorable. He is a tiny little tyke, though. He is going to be 4, I believe, on his birthday next month. So he's got about a month and a half or so before he turns 4. And he's tiny little. He's probably the size of a 2 or a 3-year-old. Yeah. So he's a tiny little thing, but his dad's pretty tiny too. So, you know, I mean, his mom is tall, but you know, yeah, I think she wasn't overly tall. She was pretty average growing up. I think that's the average height of a woman anyways, like 5'5", 5'4", 5'5", right? So, yeah, so I'm very excited because they are so cute. Oh, it's so blue outside. The haze looks blue. Do you see the blue coming through the window right here? Do you see how it's illuminating blue on the wall right here? When I look out the window, it all looks that color outside. But when I look at the wall right here, I don't see the blue, but I see it in the camera. So I see the blue behind the blinds, right behind them, but not right here, like I see that. So, oops, get back in that corner, you. But that is what it looks like outside. It is blue. It is effing blue. Oh, and the sunrise, I wanted to show you so bad, but the friggin' light turned green. I couldn't get my camera on fast enough. You know, as a YouTuber, I should be ready to roll every second of every day, right? So I'm coming back and oh my God, I hope I can explain it and do it justice. I don't know if you guys know what Mount Rainier looks like, but it is blanketed with snow. It is so beautiful. And then, so you have the mountain. The mountain's like right over here, you know. I don't think I can see it from my balcony, but it is right there. So I could probably just drive down the street, give you a good view. But the mountain, here it is, blanketed with snow. So imagine all this snow, right? And then the sunrise with red and orange and yellow and white. And it's just like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, oh, how breathtaking. This beautiful snowy mountain and then this sunrise. And the sun was not quite cresting, not quite. So I was seeing all the color, but not the blaring light of the sun like I do when I look outside here. It's kind of a blaring light, which I'm not complaining, not at all. I love wintertime. I love summertime. Summertime, I think, you know, of course you're warmer, right? But I'm sorry, this plant is drawing my attention. It's dying now. She told me not to water it, so I didn't water it. Now it's dying, so I watered it, and I don't think I watered it soon enough because this one here is definitely, sorry to change the subject. Okay, but it was so gorgeous. I hope I get to show you guys someday how beautiful this state is. It is, you know, let's just take policy or politics out of the scenario. Boom, gone. Okay, everything that's happened from June or January 2020 to present, let's just put all that aside. Gone. This state is the prettiest state I've ever been in, and there's not many states I haven't been in. So I haven't never been to New York, although I was in Washington D.C. at the White House. I got to do that, and I ate a dirty dog off the vendor on the sidewalk, and they smelled so good and looked so good. And my sister's like, hey, you want a dirty dog? And I'm like, why do they call it a dirty dog? And she goes, it's just a nickname. And then we get back in the car and I'm like, wow, this is a really good hot dog. I said, but I kind of was wondering why they call it dirty dogs. Then she told me she knew if she told me prior to me eating that hot dog that I would not have eaten it. But so she says, oh, the reason they call it dirty dogs is they put water in the thingy, right? And they keep using the same water day after day after day after day. And I'm like, what? What? So on day 7, it's pretty dirty dog. Maybe I got it on day 1 or 2, I don't know, but it was a good hot dog. So if I ever get a chance to eat another dirty dog, would I? Yes, I would. And I would hope to get it on day 7 next time, because I want to really experience the dirty dog, right? I'm not going to do it myself here. However, if I'm ever over there, Washington, D.C. again, or New York, I've never been to New York, so I've never even touched on any of the area above Washington, D.C. So that's as far north as I go, far northeast, northeast. So I am facing due north right now. That's one thing about me is you know, to get me lost would be a pretty hard feat for anybody, because you can hog tie me, blindfold me, spin me around, put me in a round room, and I will still point north. North, south, east, west. I know it every single minute of every single day of every single minute I've ever been alive. So for me to get lost, I could say, well, I'm not sure quite where I'm going right now, but I know I'm heading north. And I know on the east and west, and I'm going to say axis, and I know that's not correct, but to explain it, on the east and west axis and the north and south axis, I know which way I'm facing. I may not know where I am, but I know where I'm going and which way I'm facing. So I can get there. Maybe these other roads that nobody else would take, because I don't know that area of that state. But yeah, absolutely. Can I point south? Yep. East? Yep. West? Yep. Doesn't matter. Like I said, put me in a round room, blindfold me, hog tie me, spin me around, and I will still give you whatever direction you want. And if I'm heading north and you say, okay, what direction? And I'm actually facing south, I will turn around and say south. If he says, are you pointing south? I'd be like, no. But now I am. And that's honestly I think it's something that I've kind of put in the back of my head, but I'll tell you, it was a pretty good parlor trick back in the day. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, you can't confuse me on which way north is. No way. No, doesn't matter. So when I was little, I think my mother knew then I was a special child. But when I was a little girl, and we would be going somewhere, and I couldn't even see over the dash. Couldn't even see over the dash. My mother she'd get lost at a drop of a hat. I would get almost agitated, you know? And she's like, well, I'm lost. And I'd be, okay, Mom, well, you know, you're heading this way. So if you can get us to this street or that street, or just, you know, I'll tell you when to turn. How's that sound? So she would just go and go and go and go and go. Turn yet? Nope. Turn yet? Nope. Turn it? Yep. Next street, turn. And she'd be like, oh, the next street's a dead end. Well, don't turn down a dead end, Mom. You got to turn down a street that you can get through on. So I don't know how to read because I'm only 4, or 6, you know. But I'll tell you, that's north, or that's northwest, or that's northeast. I can pinpoint it within 1/8. I want to say 1/8. So if I say north, northwest, west, southwest, south, southeast, east, and northeast, that is 8. Take a pie, cut it like this, and cut it like that, and you have 8 pieces of that pie. So 1/8, I can guess the way I'm facing within 1/8. So if I'm heading north right now, actually I'm not quite heading north, but if I'm heading north right now, right here, this is due north right here, then I go, okay, now I'm facing northwest. Now I'm facing west. Now I'm facing southwest. And I just, it's, so within a 1/8, I can tell you which way we're going. So my mother was very impressed with that. Now, she would do it on purpose. She'd know where she was going. I think she would just do it on purpose to let me feel like I'm being useful, right? So yeah, it was quite the talent. And then of course, you know, she'd, come here. She'd blindfold me. Okay, spin around. Take the blindfold off. Okay, point north, Lisa, point north. And I'd be like, gee. And her friends would be like, whoa, you know? But yeah, so that was kind of fun. Now, my oldest daughter, I got to tell you what happened. She was 4 or 5, and I missed a turn. And she goes, Mom, you missed a turn. I said, oh, you were right, I sure did. How does she know? She couldn't even see over the dash, right? Because she could tell by it, right, what she could see. Then, that same year, it was something about booster seats. I had to put her in a booster seat or something like that. And it raised her up about this much off the, you know, those old-fashioned booster seats. They'd just be like monstrous, right? So, yeah, to raise her up off the seat. I don't know how safe that was, but it was required. And so, you know, I put her in it. But she could see up over the dash at that point. So we're going, same road, same direction. And again, I missed the turn. Now the turn is, I always think at this point on the road where I am, that both lanes are a turn lane. And I am mistaking. Only the right lane is a turn lane. So by the time I realize I've made the mistake yet again, it's too late for me to turn. So she's like, Mom, you missed the turn. Again, same turn, Mom, same turn. You know, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. But then, right after the intersection, she goes, Mom, stop here. And I'm like, what, why? And she goes, it's Seattle seafood. I want some Seattle seafood. And I'm like, but how do you know what that says? How do you know? How do you know what the sign reads, young lady? And she goes, well, because it says Seattle seafood. Seafood and fish, actually. And I'm like, seafood. I don't think she's ever seen that word, seafood. I don't think we've ever discussed the word seafood. Seattle, I get. We lived in Seattle, right? Yeah. And the word fish, okay. But seafood, I was so impressed. I'm like, oh, you're so smart. You're reading. How smart is that? So cool. I used to, when she was just 3, 4, 5 months old, I would lay out the little colored blocks, you know, and it had the circle where you'd open the circle and all the little shaped blocks would come out. It was red blocks and a yellow circle, and then it had the shapes on the ball. You could put them in, right? And then you open it up, dump them out again, and put them in the right, and they would only fit in that one hole, right? This one can't even friggin' walk, barely sit up. And she's so uncoordinated because she's so young, but she's trying to put the square in the square, and she's getting frustrated, and I can see her frustration. And she's like, she set it back down on the ground and turn it around and pick it back up, and not quite there. You're on the square, you have the square, but you can't get it in the hole because, you know, coordination, right? But she knew exactly what hole she wanted to put it in. That's pretty smart. So, and then I would get all of her, I had colored something. They were like Lego blocks or something. It was all the colors of the rainbow, right? And I would lay them all out, and I'd say, oh, honey, grab the blue one. And sure enough, 5, 6 months old, like, right? And then my youngest daughter, oh yeah, I think that she was more of a listener at first than a doer. So she would listen and learn, but she wouldn't actually do it. She's like, I know it. Why? I don't have to prove myself to you, right? At a very, very young age, she'd be like, I'm not doing that. Hand me the red one. And she'd look at me like, bitch, you know I know the red one. I don't need to point it out to you. That's kind of the attitude she had. So, but she was a listener and a learner. She could learn everything just by listening. Now, Andrea is a doer. She would learn everything by doing, you know, and seeing and doing and all this stuff. But so 2 geniuses for sure.